All right, today we're diving into one of the most intense, honestly, one of the most mind-shattering moments in all of spiritual literature. It comes from the Bhagavad Gita. It's the story of a warrior, Arjuna, and his divine guide, Krishna. They're on the brink of this absolutely catastrophic battle, and Arjuna has a request. He doesn't want to just hear about the divine anymore. He wants to see it in its true, complete, universal form. But that right there, that brings up a huge question, not just for some ancient warrior, but for you and me. What would it actually take to see reality as it is, to get beyond the filter of our everyday eyes? What kind of sight would that even require? And let's be honest, could we even handle it if we saw it? So Arjuna's journey here, it doesn't begin with a weapon. It starts with a plea. See, he's listened to all of Krishna's teachings about the universe, about his duty, about the divine. He gets it, intellectually. But that's just not enough anymore. He's craving a direct, unfiltered, real experience. He says, I am thirsting to see you in your divine form, O Supreme Spirit. Now that word, thirsting, that's not just curiosity. This is a deep, soul-level ache. He wants to blow past the theory and get right to the revelation. And this sets up that classic conflict between our tiny human senses and the sheer, boundless nature of reality. The source material actually breaks down seeing into a few different levels, which is pretty interesting. With our normal physical eyes, well, we see a world of separate things, of objects. Then there's what the text calls soul sight. That's when you start to see the divine reflected in lots of different forms, in nature, in other people, in different gods. But Arjuna, he's asking for something way beyond that. The divine eye, or yongen, as it's called. This is the ability to see it all as one, single, unified, universal form. So Arjuna asks, and Krishna says yes. And this is the moment. This is the climax the whole story has been building to, where reality as Arjuna knows it just completely shatters. Krishna tells him straight up, you are not capable of seeing me with your eyes. Yeah, our regular human hardware, it's just not built for this kind of thing. So he grants Arjuna a temporary divine eye. And this makes a really key point. This vision isn't something Arjuna earned or achieved on his own. It's a gift. It's an act of pure grace. And then it begins. Krishna says, behold, O Partha, my form of 100 faces, of 1,000 shapes, divine, multicolored, multifarious. You can already feel the sensory overload kicking in. This isn't one stable picture. It is an absolute explosion of infinite variety. The descriptions start to become almost impossible to wrap your head around. Imagine a form with countless mouths and countless eyes. It's holding all these divine weapons. It's wearing celestial clothes and jewels. It has faces on every single side, looking in every direction all at once. The whole thing is infinite, and it's blazing with the light of 1,000 suns, all exploding at the same time. And this vision, it's not just beautiful, it is terrifying. It's a kind of divine chaos. Arjuna sees the entire universe, every world, every being, all the gods, all contained within this one single body. The sight is so huge, so monstrously vast, that the text says the whole world trembles before its terrifying face. And Arjuna, the brave warrior who begged for this, any sense of awe he had just evaporates and turns into pure, primal fear. The text says his hair stands on end. He literally just collapses to the ground, bowing his head, completely and utterly terrified by what he's seeing. He got exactly what he asked for, and it's a horror he couldn't have even imagined. But this vision, it's not just some chaotic cosmic light show. No, it contains a devastating truth, a revelation about the nature of time, destiny, and the very battle Arjuna is about to fight. As Arjuna is trembling there in fear, the universal form speaks its most chilling line. I am time, the destroyer of worlds. No one of the warriors arraying here for battle will escape death. And that is the punchline. The terrible, awe-inspiring truth at the very heart of the vision. So what does that even mean? It means Arjuna is seeing, right there in that moment, that the fate of every single warrior on that battlefield, his friends, his family, his enemies, it's already decided. He sees them all rushing into the fiery mouths of this form, their bodies being ground into dust. And from the divine perspective, this isn't a prediction. It's not the future. It has already happened. The outcome is already a fact. So this all leads to a really big question. If the vision is this terrifying and reality-bending, how in the world is it granted? And maybe more importantly for us, what does it take to be worthy of getting such a terrifying gift? And here we get to the central paradox of the whole story. On one hand, the source makes it clear you can't earn this vision. No amount of studying or charity or sacrifice can force the divine to show itself. It's a gift of pure grace, period. And yet, on the other hand, relentless training and self-purification are absolutely necessary. So, why train then? What's the point? The source lecturer says the training is to earn the qualification. It's about becoming a worthy vessel to receive that grace. And this happens on 3 levels. First, the body, correcting wrong ideas we have about the physical world. Second, the soul, purifying all those negative emotions that cloud how we see things. And third, the spirit, getting rid of the errors in our thinking that just drain our energy and create confusion. And this is really important. This process is not a transaction. Krishna says it very clearly. Even if you know all the scriptures, perform the most extreme self-denial, or give away tons of money in charity, it's not enough. You simply cannot buy your way into seeing this form. Okay, so if it's not about effort alone, then what is the key? What is the ultimate lesson that Arjuna, and by extension us, are supposed to learn from this terrifying yet profound experience? After showing Arjuna this absolutely horrifying vision, Krishna reveals the secret. He says, "Only love can behold me thus, O Arjuna. Only love can contemplate me in my innermost essence and merge with me. This is the key. This is what unlocks the entire paradox. It's not about fear or effort or even knowledge. It's about love." But what does love really mean here? The source speaker gives this fascinating interpretation. It's not just a warm, fuzzy feeling. It's a state of radical, unwavering belief, a deep, profound trust in life itself. It's the ability to look at all the uncertainty and even the horror of existence and still have absolute, unshakable faith. So in the end, the real path isn't found in some grand gesture or complicated theory. It's found in a simple but incredibly profound state of mind, finding joy and gratitude just for the basic fact of being alive. It's about feeling this absolute trust in your own life, even when it's hard. That is the inner state that prepares the vessel. That is what attracts divine grace. The source puts it so beautifully. It asks us to think about birds in the morning. They're not singing because they got a promotion or because something good happened. They sing out of a pure, unfiltered joy for life itself. And so it leaves us with this really piercing question to think about. When was the last time you felt that? Not happiness because of something, but a deep foundational joy, just for the simple fact of being alive.